All early signs point to Jeb Bush, the brother of former President George W. Bush, the son of former President George H.W. Bush, running for president in 2016. He already has severed ties with a company that he worked for, consulted with, that made a ton of money from the Affordable Care Act. We have to clean up those optics, Lewis. And starting to flip-flop now, not necessarily out of desire. I'm sure that Jeb Bush actually has a pretty established position on many issues, including, in this case, gay marriage, but seemingly flip-flopping out of necessity because the last stance he took on same-sex marriage didn't go over so well. So he said, what the hell, I'm going to come up with a new one. There was a report from the NCRM, which detailed the comments of Jeb Bush about same-sex marriage. And he said, quote, "It ought to be a local decision. I mean, a state decision. The state decided, the people of the state decided, but it's been overturned by the courts, I guess." This was broadly panned by people on the left, and it opened the door for media outlets, including NCRM, to remind readers that Jeb Bush's earlier comments on same-sex marriage seemed quite different, including saying that a same-sex couple's relationship should not be given the same status as opposite-sex couples. It just seems like Jeb Bush is going from headline to headline, saying whatever the last negative response was, I'm going to now adjust my position on this. Talking to the New York Times, now saying, here's another position from Jeb Bush on this. Quote, "We live in a democracy, and regardless of our disagreements, we have to respect the rule of law. I hope that we can show respect for the good people on all sides of the gay and lesbian marriage issue, including couples making lifetime commitments to each other, and that we also need to maintain legal protections for religious liberty." So first he says he doesn't think that there should be the same status for a same-sex couple as an opposite-sex couple. Then he says, well, actually, this is a state decision, and whatever states decide, even if it's for gay marriage, that's okay. And then now taking what is a completely wishy-washy position, Lewis, saying laws exist, but we also need religious liberty, which is kind of like saying, I'm not going to actively campaign against states making decisions, but at the same time, if people disagree with gayness because of their religion, we should respect that too, which seems to me, as what often happens when these guys get pushed around because they want to come up with the most PR-friendly position, it's a meaningless position now.
Pretty much. And welcome to the wonderful world of U.S. Presidential campaign.
Right.
This is great. It's always the same, and it's always the same nonsense. Do we ever really know who our presidential candidates are?
I would love to see Jeb Bush bet someone something related to their position on gay marriage. That would really put together the perfect storm of insanity.
I just would like to see who can have the most ambiguous
Right.
stance on gay marriage or any other issue for that matter.
Marriages exist, love is real, and religion must be respected. I mean, that's kind of like the vaguest thing you could say.
Or you could just nod your head and you leave it at that. It's a joke.
Excuse me, Governor, could you give us your position on same-sex marriage? Marriage. Next question, please. That's essentially the direction we're going.